Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Battlefield 2042, the full game, kinda, on the GTX 1050 Ti, 570 and 1650 Super. How are you guys doing? Welcome. It's been a while. Well, around 2 hours ago we did a live stream, but we're back at it again with Battlefield 2042. It's been available for a few days already on the early access phase. For the people that had EA Play, Game Pass, or they pre-ordered the game. I'm one of the people on Game Pass with EA Play, so I have 10 hours to play it. Hey guys, and I wanted to get over the weirdness of release date because a lot of people are going to be connecting. So yeah, I waited a few days because I wanted to play something else, honestly. So yeah, I'm doing fine. What about you guys? Elite Monkeys, Avdovisa, Dova Pi, Corozoid, Jacob, Jim76UH. It's been a while, man. You changed your profile picture. Rahat SA. Hey guys. So I played the open beta before and it was a complete disaster. I wasn't able to properly play the game. It was dropping below 30 quite a while and it was stuttering. So now it seems that they iron things out a little bit. I've been playing for a few minutes before this live stream and the stutters were less than on the beta. So yeah, let's get started. We're doing 1080p. Hola Alejo, waifu violenta, qué buen nombre. Patum, Bika Singh. So yeah, 1080p. We're doing medium settings, ultra texture filtering, which is 16 times anisotropic. SSAO, TAA low, no dynamic resolution as of yet, but we're enabling it later. So yeah, we're trying this for 30 frames per second. 60s appear to be impossible right now on Nvidia cards. It uses a lot of CPU. So let's get right into it. We're going to play Conquest on 128 players, which is the most demanding so far. So yeah, hi, good morning, Japanese person there. Is a Master Chief in this game? It should be, I guess. Probably a cameo coming soon. Have you played Splinter Cell Chaos Theory in co-op? Yeah, on the PS2, it's been a while. What up, Avisek Mukherjee, the Gaming Bat, Burak. The card I'm using is right above my head. Here we go. Okay, this map wasn't in the beta, as far as I know. So it's going to be different. Let's see. Is it CPU intensive or GPU intensive? Both. Is it GPU intensive or CPU intensive? Yes. Basically, that's the answer. Yes, it is. I think the amount of players is what kills the CPU the most. Okay, here we go. Oh my. Let's put aside. And let's play the game. Oh my god, those frame times. Jesus. Yeah, I'm guessing the CPU usage being super high is due to the amount of players. Because on the base consoles, PS4, Xbox One, they have 64 player matches. So yeah, the VRAM usage is super high, the CPU usage is super high, everything is super high, except in the frame rate. But I remember that on the beta it was even worse. The stutters dropped us below 30 frames. I remember that. Still. There we go. I fixed myself up. Yeah, I mean the CPU is the bottleneck. And the GPU as well, but the CPU is being hit pretty hard. So yeah. I mean 4 core 6 threads should be the minimum for this. Yep, I mean even Battlefield 1 had issues with quad-core CPUs, so it is no surprise to me, especially now that they doubled the amount of enemies, the amount of players, better said. Although we're getting kinda at 30 frames, with terrible frame times. So yeah, the minimum on this one would be 4 core 6 threads, without a doubt. Let me disable SSAO though. That's a little bit too ambitious. No SSAO. Okay. Although outside of the 128 player things, the CPU should be better. Although it's still pretty poor performance. It's a 1050 Ti, I know. It's an old GPU from 2016, but still. I was expecting a little bit better on the CPU side. I don't know why, really. Same engine, but they doubled the amount of players. So it was going to be CPU intensive, as usual. You go for competitive lowest preset, yeah, but the competitive lowest preset in this case doesn't matter, because we're going to still be into the 30s, so why bother? Although low settings doesn't look particularly bad. I mean, nowadays low settings isn't too bad in general. The game uses one CPU for one person, what do you mean? Is 4 GB of VRAM enough? Yes. Yes it is. But it's the absolute minimum. Anything below 4 gigs is going to be pretty poor. You should have tested tomorrow when the patch drops. Yeah. Oh yeah, the patch will fix it. Yeah, the patch should improve it, but it's not going to fix it. Come on. Don't be that gullible. We had a beta months ago, and it was bad. Not as bad as this. But do you really believe that in a week they're going to make it run completely fine? Don't believe them. This is going to take a few months, at best. So yeah, just wait a few months. I mean, remember when Battlefield 4 released? It was a mess. And that was one of the best battlefields around, in my opinion at least. Oh, tank. So yeah, I mean, with Battlefield it is like that, wait a few months. Not a good time to play Battlefield 2042. Yeah, the tank almost got me. Did you test it on the 570 yet? Not yet. We're getting there soon. I mean, this is just similar to what the beta was on the CPU side. Nvidia cards should use more CPU this time around, which is kinda not the norm.
I do not require aid.
They will fix it in 2042. Yeah, basically. Along with Cyberpunk 2077. It's going to be fixed at that point. Nah, but usually Battlefield gets ironed out in around 6 months to a year. So I mean, I'm talking from experience. I had the same issue with Battlefield 3 when it came out. I couldn't even launch the game. On Battlefield 4, I had the same issue. The game kicked me out. And there was a lot of stutter. And a few months after, the game is ironed out. And everything is a lot better on the CPU department. And on the server department as well. So yeah, give it some time. I'm not saying it's a good game. I'm just saying, if you're going to play this, if you have any interest in playing this, wait a few months. Do not get it now. And it's also going to probably be a lot cheaper by then. Or you can just get EA Play and play 10 hours. Can't believe how underwhelming this game looks, going downhill since Battlefield 1. Yeah, Battlefield 1 looks amazing. I don't know what happened here. It feels so uninspired, graphics-wise. Yeah, I missed the art from Battlefield 1. Yeah, it's a shame that it comes down to, yeah, let's wait a few months for the game to be patched. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. But hey, what can you do? At least we can warn you guys before playing the game. The good thing is I can do another live stream once the game is improved. And we'll see if it runs better by then. Yeah, exactly. I'm playing the 10-hour trial. I didn't even buy the game. It's on Game Pass, even on PC. It has EA Play included. Well, and we're looking at the sky. Yeah, what's to be expected? Although, it's a little bit more stable than the beta. I mean, the frame rate spikes are still there, but it's not as bad as on the beta. The beta was literally unplayable for me. drops into the 20s. Yeah, I'm streaming early today. Yeah. Try 900p low, maybe hold 60. No, not even close. Even at 720p, we're not holding 60s. On the Nvidia cards, it's using a lot of CPU, more than on AMD cards. At least on the beta, it was that way. So let's try low now. So low, like that. So 1080p low, just to show you that it's not going to change much, really. But let's do it. So low settings, 1080p. Let's try that again. Puedes mostrar la curva del fan cooler que usas en GPU. Uso el estándar, no cambio nada. Lo dejo como viene de fábrica. Oh. I'll fix myself. Okay, let's go. Oh, at least I revived my teammate. Also, enable DX12 in the config files. DX12 is already enabled. If you're talking to somebody else, are you really telling me to enable DX12? It's enabled by default. There is no DX11. You know it's bad when 8-thread CPUs is struggling? Well, 4-core 6 threads, I mean, it's been available for a while, and Battlefield 1 already had a lot of issues with 4-core 4 threads, with the stutter and all that. Although 4-core 6 threads now is way cheaper than back in the day, so yeah. Four-core 6 threads should be the minimum here. The thing is, on Nvidia cards, use a small CPU, apparently. So I don't think we can get 60s, even at 720p. Again, CPU limitations. I had no issues playing with my Ryzen 3 3100 Battlefield 1, no stutters. Yeah, that's why I said 4 cores, 4 threads had issues in Battlefield 1. Yours is 4 cores, 8 threads. So yeah, 4 cores, 8 threads in Battlefield 1 is fine. The thing is, when you do not have 8 threads, when you only have 4, it was still playable, but this uses, well, has double the player capacity. So same engine, double the player capacity, bigger maps. So if it was already CPU intensive in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, it made sense that this is going to be using a lot more CPU. At least in my opinion. Still understand how it runs better on PS4 on the same portal map with the same player count. No, on PS4 it has only 64 players. This is 128. So yeah, that's how they made it run on PS4 and Xbox One. Those games have 64 players and they have smaller maps to adjust for those smaller player counts. So yeah, this is why this one is so demanding right now. A lot of players. So yeah, the base consoles, again, they had their own custom smaller maps and half the player count. Then you have a Ryzen 5 3600. Yeah, it's doing the live stream. That's why I'm not using it. Okay. So as you can see, you get 30 to 45 on 1080p low. Let's do 900p. 900p low first, then we try medium. So yeah, 6 core 6 threads or 4 core 6 threads, depends on the specific CPU. Which 6 core and 6 thread CPU and which 4 core 8 thread are we talking about? Hang on, I think the game crashed. No, it didn't. Let's try that again. Yeah, on Battlefield Portal you can play with 64 players. Oh, okay, gotcha. Motorola, that makes more sense. Okay, 900p low. Yeah, Battlefield Portal with 64 players. Makes sense. Although you're saying that you get worse frames than on PS4 and Xbox One. I played on Xbox One, base Xbox One. It was pretty rough. It was below 60. Yeah, I need to check out the old gen version on the Portal mode. That would be interesting. But I think that graphics wise is way behind in comparison to the PC version. Even on the low, I think it's way below low settings on the base consoles. Although I rather have the options from the base consoles if it means that the game will run better, because those frame times, holy hell. The frame rate barely increased. Are you CPU limited? Yeah, CPU limited. Okay, we lost. No surprise. Let's load into another map. You speak Portuguese? No, but I understand a little bit of it. Okay, let's try that again. Is there FSR? No, but there is a dynamic resolution option, which we're going to check in a bit. Give me a few minutes. I need to reload the game. No, I speak Spanish. All gen runs at 60 frames. Nah, it drops below 60. I mean, it tries to be 60, but it drops below. I'm going to be trying on the Xbox One in a few days. I think it's going to be interesting, because graphically is way behind. Has smaller maps, except on the, as you guys were saying, the Battlefield Portal, which is the same across the board, as long as you have 64 players. So, yeah, graphics-wise is behind, but it's targeting 60, which is weird. I was expecting 30 on the base consoles, but it doesn't hit 60 for long. Let's leave it at that. Why is there hiccups while playing Big Team Battle in Halo Infinite? Well, it uses more CPU, it uses a lot of VRAM, and also, yeah, I don't know. I think it's more CPU usage and more VRAM, bigger maps. It was more of a VRAM issue for me. At least on 2GB cards, Big Team Battle was way worse than smaller maps. On the 4GB cards, they run pretty similar, which was pretty interesting. Alright. This map appears to be running better though. Yeah, definitely this map runs better. Oh, never mind. It still drops into the 40s. Well, at least it's consistently dropping frames across the board.
Stop the US forces from conquering every sector. Control, Bravo 1. We are securing.
No, so mouse y teclado. For the people asking, I'm using mouse and keyboard for this one. I wouldn't play a shooter with a controller unless I absolutely need to. No 60? Probably not. PS4 version is running at borderline 720p with similar frame rate issues. Yeah, no, it's not stable 60. And I wasn't expecting it to be on the base consoles, honestly. After seeing what Battlefield 4 was on the Xbox 360, but at least they, in the bigger battles, they pared down the maps. So at least the maps are not super large in the base consoles. But the thing that interests me the most in this game is Battlefield Portal. This mode really, I'm not interested, personally. I'd rather play Battlefield Portal, which should be running better. Smaller maps, 64 players in some of the matches, so yeah. Do you like this game? Personally, I've been playing for 20 minutes. The performance issues distract me, honestly. I'm not a big fan of this mode. So yeah, CPU heavy, to be expected. Performance wise, it drops into the 30s, even on low settings. So let's try higher settings now. So we're doing ultra texture filtering, which is anisotropic 16 times. And let's try high settings on 900p. Let's see if we can get 30 frames like this. So high settings, low textures. Because on 1080p medium was doable, but let's try high and then we try dynamic resolution. If high is below 30, well, we're doing medium. Let's see. Okay. Come on, adjust. Come on. Yeah, no, high is a little bit too much, I think. Game looks like a mess in Series S. On Series S I played the beta and it was pretty good. So, I don't know. Yeah guys, play Warzone. Although, I wish Warzone had Team Deathmatch or something like that. Something akin Modern Warfare multiplayer. Yeah, no, high I think it's a little bit too much. Yep. Let's go back to medium. I want a little bit too much. And we disable SSAO, like on 1080p. So, medium settings, low textures. Let's try that again. Okay, way better. Although stutters still present. Looks better at 1080p than 1080p at high. What do you mean? Have you tried NIS? Yes, I did. I'm still working on a video on it. I'm testing more and more games to see how it holds up. It looks more like lossless scaling, but it works way more easily. So yeah, I'm excited to check it out. ¿Qué piensas del nuevo escaleo de imagen de Nvidia? Se ve bastante bien. Por lo poco que lo he probado, se ve bastante bien. Okay, yeah, I think 900p medium makes a lot more sense. 1080p medium looks sharper, yeah. But this tests over 30 more consistently. What are those animations? 900p high looks better than 1080p low. Well, yeah, makes sense. Holy hell, those frame times. Yeah, guys, if you only have 4 cores, not even 8 threads, only 4 cores, 4 threads, skip on this. You're going to have a bad time. Unless you have an AMD GPU. If you have a 570, for example, it's going to be better on the CPU side. Which is interesting. It used to be the other way around. Do a backflip. This is not a request. Maybe next time. Oh, dang it. So close. Is this game running better today? Yeah, it is. I mean, stutters are still there. And we can kinda get around it. Let's do 720p now. Remember when Intel was selling 4 Corsair threads for $400? Yeah, I remember. Thanks AMD for making Intel lower prices. Alright, 720p. Medium settings, low textures. So here we go. 1080p. Sorry, 720p. Medium settings, low textures, high texture filtering. And that's about it. No SSAO. And I think I need to restart the game, yeah. I did too many changes to the settings. You bought it so we don't have to. I actually didn't buy it. I just have Game Pass Ultimate on PC. So you get 10 hours of gameplay. Unfortunately, I wanted to do 2GB cards today as well. But the game has the EA Game Pass thing. Well, EA DRM doesn't allow you to do more than 3 hardware changes every 24 hours to run the game. So I cannot do the 2GB cards because the game doesn't let me in. So yeah. 10 hours is more than enough. At least for me. And this doesn't not having a single player campaign makes it easier for me to decide not to buy it. 10 hours is more than enough time to play multiplayer, at least for me. I never spend more than 8 hours on multiplayer stuff, unless it's Rainbow Six Siege or Counter-Strike. Just personal preference, of course. Did you try xCloud? No, because I live very far away from the servers, and latency, well, will be a big issue. Why don't you use Ryzen for gaming PC and i3 for streaming PC? Because the i3 is way cheaper nowadays, so why bother? It's more realistic. Most people do not have a 6-core 12-thread CPU. So yeah, it's like I bought a Ryzen 7 and started doing 750 Ti with Ryzen 7 benchmarks. Would be weird. Wouldn't be super realistic to begin with. Anyway, 720p, medium settings, low textures, let's go for it. And then we try dynamic resolution and all that good stuff. But as you can see, there is 3 things. All Out Warfare, which is the most demanding thing, Hazard Zone and Portal. So we're doing the biggest game mode, Conquest, on All Out War. So we have 128 players, worst case scenario, then we're going to do 64 player stuff. So yeah. No tengo integrada Federal Spy. No viene incluida en este CPU. An i3 10105F is third cheap in the UK. Yeah, I mean, doesn't make sense to buy Ryzen for the inflated price right now. If you can buy the i3 super cheap, 4 cores 8 threads for dirt cheap. So I think it's more realistic. By the way, did you get the job yet? No, I'm still waiting for the call. I'm thinking it's going to take a week or two, so... Yeah, I'm patient. I'm a patient man. And also they told me if they do not select me, they are going to call anyway to let me know. So... yeah, eventually I'm going to get a call. Hopefully today. Hopefully. But hey, who knows? Yeah, that i3 is super easy to get. Cheap AF. Julián, no tenés por qué comprarlo. Con EA Play lo podés jugar 10 horas. The question is, who plays in 720p? Who doesn't? It's an option, so why not try it? It's a 5-year-old card. We might as well try it. No, Sandy, we have EA Play, so we have 10 hours of gameplay. Okay, we're almost there. One sec. Yeah, Intel should do 6 cores for i3s now. I would love to see 6 core 12 threads i3s, but I think we'll still be at 4 core 6 threads with Intel.
American forces are preparing to strike at our Antarctic.
Here we go. 720p medium, low textures, then we're going to try
They
low.
want the oil for themselves.
Low, how much people is here?
Prevent the Americans.
Okay, 128 players, definitely. This map should be less demanding. Let's find out. I'm going to...
Remembered and rewarded.
yeah, let's use Assault. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we come. Get to the chopper. Okay, got the match at the very beginning. So at the start it's going to run fine, but as people start fighting, well, it's going to drop. So keep that in mind. Sí, lo voy a intentar, Mategas. Paciencia. Gracias por la heads up.
We have secured an
Yeah, there's a new architecture on the new Intel CPUs. It's no longer the usual, oh yeah, 4 cores, 8 threads. It's going to be low-powered cores and high-powered cores. It's going to be interesting how that holds up for gaming.
stop the US forces from conquering every sector.
Can you test a GT 1030 successor which supports DLSS? The name is NVIDIA T400. Nah, I'm good. That's not available in my country, trust me. But still, thanks for the heads up. It's appreciated. Yeah, this map should be way less demanding. I see no grass whatsoever. I think I just go for a different map. Yeah, this is way better performing. Yeah, definitely this map is not as demanding, which is good. But it won't give us realistic numbers. So let's get into another map. The expensive i5s are impressive. Let's see how the i3s are. Yeah, once we get them. Which CPU are you currently testing? It's in the description. It's an i3 10100F. 4 cores, 8 threads, super cheap, easy to get. Because nobody wants Intel anymore, apparently. So, yeah, now Intel is the cheap option. Yeah, aircrafts, I'm going to go for that. But let me get into a bigger map. Into a map with more foliage. No, I don't want to go to Breakaway. Dang it. Yeah, later. Life is hard. Patience. Let's try that again.
Maria Falk reporting for duty.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't put me into the same match. Let me see if I can filter by map. That would be nice. Okay, at least there's more guns. I thought we had only one gun per specialist. I'll have to try again. Battlefield 2042 low versus Halo Infinite high. Which one looks better? I'll say Battlefield. Although Halo looks almost the same. I don't know, man. That's a hard one. They look very different. Oh, dang it. Still the same map. Yeah, I think the game is going to drop me into Breakaway each and every single time. It's probably because it's a new game already. Sí, lo vi, Teoz. Me mandaron un mail para mandarme gráficas y les dije que no al final. Porque vi todo ese quilombo y dije, no, esto no. Okay, then I still have hope. Yeah, be hopeful. Come on. No, Breakaway, no, not Breakaway, another map. And thank you so much, ISXS. How's it going, man? Thank you so much for the 2 Brazilian reais donation. He says, hello friend, I sent the Helios to the RMA. Good call, man. Good call. That was a good idea. Glad I could help. How are you doing? Wait some seconds before starting a new game or you'll join again the previous match. Yeah, I tried that, but I cancelled, so it worked away. It worked right away. By cancelling me joining the match. Okay, perfect. A way more demanding map, as you can see. Instead of lock 60s like breakaway. Oh, really? Just as the match finishes.
You staying now.
Dang it. I'm good. I'm good. What about you? Doing fine. Got my vaccine yesterday, so my arm is a little bit sore. But other than that, doing okay. Sí, Wolfgang, es un desastre YouTube. Pero bueno, ¿qué vas a hacer? So as you could see there, when I started the match, it was like 30 frames per second. So yeah. No sé, Denis. Ni idea. GG. Perfect matchmaking. Todo bien, Wolfgang, ¿y vos? 1050 Ti is working? Yeah, it is. Although, do not expect 60 frames. Which makes sense. Why would you? Still, it will have been nice to be able to play at 720p low at 60 frames, but that doesn't seem to be an option. No, not breakaway. Good thing I'm paying attention, and it doesn't launch the level I do not want to play. Okay, Hourglass. I don't know what that is. Let's try that. And thanks again, ASXS, for becoming an awesome supporter 1.0. Thank you so much, man. I hope you enjoyed the icon next to your name and the emojis that come with it. Thank you, man. How are you doing? Again. And dynamic resolution, yeah, we're trying that after doing 720p. Give me one sec. El más reciente. El driver más reciente siempre. Okay, let's see this one. Alright, yeah, another map with a lot of foliage, good. And effects on screen. So as you can see on the GPU side, it's pretty inconsistent. We're CPU limited. A lot of players on screen. 128 players. So yeah. So much stuff going on. Oh, hello there. Finally, legendary 1050 Ti going for intensive nightmare lovely, whatever that means. Nah, but at 720p, it's not terrible. Actually, the frame time is way better at 720p. Maybe it's this level that is less intensive, but... Okay, 720p medium is into between 30 and 40. Let's try high, just for research purposes. Let's do 720p high. And then we're doing 1080p with dynamic resolution.
Do not assist me!
Among Us needs DLSS, yeah. For sure. Suggest me some good games that barely runs on the 750 Ti but runs fast on the 1650. That's oddly specific, man. Do you watch Angry Joe? Yeah, I do. Well, it's been a while. I watched his angry review for Call of Duty Vanguard. It was a lot of fun to watch. But then Angry Joe, really I stopped watching him. I forgot he existed. Because he's now covering more... He's doing more reaction type of videos. I'm not especially interested in that. And also a lot of movie content. Movie and series. And I don't watch movies nowadays. I'm more... Well, I'm super looking forward to the new Spider-Man movie. But I'm not into movie reviews personally. So yeah, Angry Joe. When I find an angry review, I like watching him just scream at the screen. That's pretty funny.
There's almost nothing left.
But other than that, yeah, I do not watch him. Okay, 720p low, 720p high. Love that ragdoll. 720p high is 30 frames, so if you want better visuals, It's not a lot better, personally. You get reflections and more stuff into the ground on the foliage department. Well, that's about it. I wouldn't play this on high, personally. I'd rather increase the resolution and lower the settings on this one. Angry Joe literally butchered Battlefield 2042. Makes sense. He's one of the OG Battlefield players.
All troops fall back. We've lost the battle.
Do you think Toby and Andrew will be in No Way Home? Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully they are more than 2 minutes inside of it. Bro, did you buy Far Cry 6? No, I got it from Ubisoft. So I was able to access a little bit earlier. Better watch his angry meltdown for Battlefield 2042. Yeah, I want to see that. Hang on. Let me see, so I add it to my watch later. Angry Joe. Epic fail, disaster, angry rant. Yeah, I need to watch this. It already has 500,000 views. That's insane. Yeah, I want to watch that after this live stream. It'll be fun. What's your favorite game right now? None. I barely play games nowadays. Right now, I'm playing... What am I playing? Battlefield 2042. I'm playing right now, as you can see. But outside of that, I'm not playing much. I'm playing what's new, because there's so many new games at the moment that I'm not playing anything, really.
Maria Falk reporting for duty.
What's your setup? Ryzen 5 3600 and GTX 1650 for the livestream PC. No breakaway. I don't want that level. I want levels that run bad. Come on. Is anybody playing the game? Are we going to test Ubisoft new free game? Tom Clancy's Chaos Theory? I did yesterday. 12 hours ago I streamed that. You can find it there. What do you think about Halo Infinite? Fun game, but I need more performance, personally. Although the dynamic resolution is pretty impressive in that game. Is Ghost Recon Wildlands good? Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. Breakpoint, not so much. But Wildlands, I think it's good fun. Although it gets boring pretty quickly. Still Breakaway. Stop dropping me in Breakaway. Yeah, no. The game is not cooperating. So 720p 30 frames, you can do it on high settings, although not recommended. Let's try super quickly 720p low. Let's see if it's actually possible to get 60s. I don't think so, but let's find out. So 720p low. After that we're doing dynamic resolution. Yeah, I'm doing 1080p after this. Patience, please. Is Sam Fisher DLC in Wildlands paid or free? As far as I know, it's free. It's included with the game. Although you need to be in a very specific part of the map to trigger it. No, not Breakaway, please. Come on, Battlefield, give me another map. No, Mark, I got it because I have EA Play. So I get 10 hours of access. Yeah, this game is only dropping me in Breakaway, the map that runs the best. I'm guessing the game doesn't want me to play in the more demanding map. Okay, Manifest. Let's see what that is. Nvidia Reflex on? Yeah. Did you play Rainbow Six? Yeah, I like it. Pretty fun. Anything fixed in 2042 after day one patch? I mean, if they didn't fix the bugs from the beta, well, it's better than the beta, but it's not a different game. It's still in a rough shape. So yeah, and we're very CPU limited on the Nvidia cards. Yeah, no, look at this. We're CPU limited. Definitely. Look at my GPU usage. Yeah, there's 128 people playing this map. Still.
Allies engaging at Charlie 1.
I was expecting more, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much. I think on the 570 though, we're going to get 60s, because on the AMD cards on the beta, I got way less CPU usage. Do you have EA Play? Yep, I do. 720p medium, I tried that. Wasn't a lot better. It was over 30, but that's about it. I mean, guys, we're CPU limited.
Sector Charlie.
We're not going to get anything better on 128 players matches. I mean, the GPU is not being fully utilized, so yeah, definitely CPU limited. Let's now do 1080p with dynamic resolution on low settings. So 1080p. So 1080p low. So 1080p low. Dynamic resolution disabled right now. And as you can see on 1080p low, we're still over 30 frames, but the GPU usage is higher. So yeah. Still CPU limited, but we can at least have a higher resolution.
Hostiles engaging Charlie 1.
So yeah, let's enable the dynamic resolution. So dynamic resolution, 100% refresh rate target. That means that we're targeting 60. Yeah, not going to happen, but hey. Alright. So now dynamic resolution. I think it works properly in this game, but still.
They've captured
We're CPU bound, so it doesn't really matter that much. I'll probably target 30 on the 1050 Ti, just because of the CPU limitation.
If we don't stop them, they'll
Although it's very aggressive dynamic resolution. Yeah, as you can see, the CPU usage is very low. So the game lowers the resolution significantly, but still, due to the CPU being the limiting factor, resolution doesn't matter that much. Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5? Battlefield 1, without a doubt.
Do not assist me!
It's a better game, in my opinion. So yeah, it's the same because, again, we are limited by the CPU. My advice would be textures on low, ultra texture filtering because it's anisotropic filtering, everything on medium, like this, SSAO, and dynamic resolution at 50%. That means it's targeting 30 frames because it's half the refresh rate. And that's basically it. So yeah, this will be my advice. Medium settings,
Most sectors are now under
low textures, dynamic resolution, 30 FPS target. Because we're CPU limited. No way around it. So yeah. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, maybe SSAO. Disable SSAO. My bad. SSAO disabled. We don't have enough video memory for that. So yeah, no SSAO. And let's see. I might need to restart the game though. Come on, you got this. Oh man. Yeah, I need to restart the game, I think. I did a lot of changes. Yeah, too many changes. Let's reboot. But as you can see, it's pretty rough. Yeah, still pretty rough. Okay, so yeah, G. Give us real Battlefield 5. I wish they just... Hopefully this is fixed in the next year or so we can get a better experience. But the thing that excites me the most about this one is Battlefield Portal. Because I can play the Battlefields I played when I was younger, like Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2. So yeah, the CPU, come on, you got this! But the CPU is like, please, no, stop that! Help! Sí, tal cual, Sensei. Yeah, Bad Company 2. There is Battlefield Portal that allows you to play Bad Company 2 versus Battlefield 3 or Bad Company 2 versus Battlefield 2042. So one team has the guns of the new Battlefield and the other team has the older guns in classic maps. That's the best thing so far. The main game itself, All Out Warfare, not interesting for me. At least in my opinion.
Let's get started.
And it runs very poorly. Although again, I'm using a 5-year-old GPU, so kinda to be expected, but still. No, it doesn't have a campaign, it's multiplayer only. For the people wondering, this Battlefield doesn't have a campaign. So yeah, keep that in mind. I think you should test the game tomorrow after the first day 1 patch. No, screw that. Guys, the game had a beta a few months ago. And well, the game still runs poorly. Still has issues. Do you really think that in a few days they're going to fix it? Come on, guys. Don't be so gullible, please. The day 1 patch is probably going to improve some things, but it's not going to magically make the game use less CPU from one day to another. That takes months.
Friendly sector.
They tell you that so you buy the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's smoother than the beta, but it's still choppy as hell. I'm not asking for 1080p 60 frames here, I'm asking for consistent frame times. Yeah, at least 6 months, yeah, at least.
They've captured Bravo sector. Stop the US forces from conquering every sector.
Kaori, el juego sale mañana. El juego final sale mañana, no va a estar listo.
We are taking Alpha 2.
Guys, the game releases tomorrow. I hope the full game runs better. Guys, it releases tomorrow. Please just wait a few months.
Objective secured.
It's hilarious that they always say, oh yeah, wait for the day 1 patch. The game literally releases tomorrow.
They're under control.
I mean, technically it released last Friday. Because if you have Game Pass, you can already play it. Patch myself up. Oh, that's a tank. Yeah, I'm not fighting that.
Reloading.
So yeah, as you can see, this is the way I would play the game if I only had this GPU. I'll lock it to 30 frames, low textures, medium settings on 1080p with dynamic resolution. And that will be the way to play it, at least for me, because we're CPU limited. So let me show you something super quick. 30 FPS lock Riva Tuner.
One of our objectives is under attack.
So if you use Riva Tuner, it's a separate program, third-party software. You can lock it to 30 frames. I have a hotkey to make that work. But as you can see, in heavy battles, it uses a lot of CPU, and you can alleviate that by capping the frame rate to something lower. So we can lock it to 30 like this with Riva Tuner. And at least the frame times are more consistent. At least you get 33.3 milliseconds. So yeah, it's not perfect, but you can... At least the game is consistent in some ways. So yeah, lock it to 30 like this. Dynamic resolution. And you should at least get a consistent experience. It's not locked 1080p, it's going to drop below 1080p. But at least it has some extra visual aesthetic on medium. Yeah, the 128 player count is what kills the CPU. Because the underlying engine should be the same as the previous games, but now it has double the player count and bigger maps, so it was obviously going to be heavy on the CPU. Tearing, yeah, makes sense. V-Sync is off, so tearing was to be expected. Yeah, it still stutters, yeah. Ya. Federal Spy, ya está prendido el desenfoque de movimiento. Así que...
Hostiles move fast to seize
Wah,
objectives.
wah, wah.
Running behind.
Although, people are recommending motion blur. Yeah, I have motion blur on, but pretty short. I'm going to make longer motion blur now. 1 sec.
Stop the US forces.
Let's first enable VSync. That's important. So, motion blur, let's put it at 65%. Maybe 70%. And VSync on. So, VSync on. And motion blur at 65%. And that should get rid of tearing, that should give us a more consistent frame time, some spikes, as usual, Battlefield, and more motion blur because we're playing at 30 frames. Yeah, time to switch cards. Yeah. 1 sec. Yeah, although it still uses a lot of GPU.
US forces attacking
But
one of
hey,
our objectives.
what can you do? What the hell? He flew away!
Down! I'm reloading!
Keep back. Do not approach.
Yeah, no, it still drops below 30. You're blind now? Same. My eyes were never the same.
Medical aid is not required!
Let's try going outside. I want to go outside the stadium, please.
Been pushed out of an objective.
Yeah, 60 frames is not possible yet. At least not on this CPU.
Our troops now control Echo sector.
What I want to try now, super quick,
By hostiles.
because I had enough, is 1080p low in the 64 player modes.
Maria Falk reporting for duty.
Because it's a way lower player count. Literally half the player count. So yeah, we're doing that instead. At least to me it makes more sense. So yeah. So Battlefield Portal, yes please. And let's see if there are any servers close to me. Well, there's a 32 player team deathmatch on one of the new levels. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try a 32 player match first. And then we do 64. Let's see. Oh yeah, way smaller maps. Oh yeah. Way better. Although still the frame time... Yeah, the frame time is still pretty spiky. But it's way better on the performance side. Makes sense. I mean, it's less than a quarter of players. It's only 32 players now. So yeah.
Baton is down! Reloading!
Yeah, definitely. I'd rather play this. Yeah, this is so much better. The CPU is now not dying, exactly. Like it should be. So yeah, 32 players. Although 32 is quite a low number, but if they make tiny maps, it can be pretty interesting. But at that point, we're playing Battlefield 4 again.
I can help you!
What the hell? Am I bugged? There we go. Oh, almost got him. Alright. So 32 players, way better, to be expected. Way less people at the same time. less chaotic. Let's find a 64 player match. There's also a bot match mode. I forgot to test that. Let's try that. Let's do this. Conquest. Solo. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, I gotta lower that motion blur. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see. Santiago, how will it perform on RX 580 8GB? 60 frames should be possible on that one, yeah. The thing is, it depends a lot on your CPU. I'm going to do the 570 at the end, but right now, let me try super quick. The bot match. I don't think if I need actual people to join. I want to go solo. Okay, it works solo, perfect. Let's see if a bot match is as demanding. I'm guessing not, but who knows. Alright, nice. Let's go. Vehicles. Get to the chopper. The Apache helicopter. Come on, here it comes. This game has the weirdest mouse cursor. It's not so bad. Y no, hackearon. Usa mucho CPU, así que la veo difícil. Guys, if you have 2 cores, 4 threads, don't even try it. Okay, so how many bots? Okay, bots are joining in. Perfect. Can I change my camera position? Okay, this is weird, but I'll take it. There we go. Let's go where the enemies are. Hopefully they're not idiots. I don't know how to command the helicopter. Hang on.
Sector Charlie in enemy hands.
And we get out of the chopper, and I die.
Contact. We've engaged the enemy.
Yeah, no. Let's go.
They'll take every sector.
Let's go into the other sector then.
Go.
Yeah, 4 cores, 4 threads will also be quite difficult. So at least 4 cores, 8 threads.
We have full control of Sector Alpha.
Okay, they're fighting. The AI is going full fighting. I like that I can actually play with bots. That's a neat addition, in my opinion. Being able to do bot matches. De cámara, uso la Logitech C922X, la más barata que hay, en 1080, de Logitech. Okay, against bots is not so bad, kinda makes sense. It's good for practice. So yeah, it makes sense that performance is a lot better. Not sure if the AI is from a server somewhere, or if it's being done by my CPU. I'm thinking it's server based, but still. What about 6 cores, 6 threads? Should be okay.
We'll get you moving.
It won't be perfect, nowhere close, but it should be similar to this. Maybe a little bit better. So yeah, against bots, you're going to have a way better experience. Even in 128 matches. So yeah. Have you tried NVIDIA image scaling? Yeah. I did. It's pretty good. I'm going to make a video about it soon. Yeah, it's clear that I'm fighting against bots because I'm still alive. Sí, debería ir bien. Mataigas ahí. Debería ir mejor. No, no te digo que va a ir óptimo, pero va a ir mejor, sin dudas. Let's try dynamic resolution. Okay. Bot match plus dynamic resolution. Although still not enough to lock it at 60. Especially, I mean, if you're going into a match against people, you're going to have a bad time. Oh, I forgot to lower the blur. Hang on. 20% is fine. Yeah, 60 frames on this CPU, I don't think it's possible. At least not on the NVIDIA cards. On the AMD cards, we might have another story there, but... yeah. Whoa, too many of them. So yeah, you can kinda do 50 to 60 on a bot match.
Do not come to me.
Yeah, dynamic resolution is a good idea. But if you're CPU limited, dynamic resolution is not going to save you. Trust me. Dynamic resolution affects the GPU, not the CPU. That's kind of the issue here. Yeah, still drops below 60 though.
Enemies at Bravo 3.
But if you don't mind 30 frames, you can actually play the game. Okay. Yeah, 4 core 6 threads, absolute minimum, I would say. My advice, play at 30 frames. At least right now, if you really want to play this game, either play at 30 frames or or play against bots. So now we're trying a 64 player match. So give me 1 sec. Battlefield portal. Browse. I'll filter by 64 players. Doesn't matter about the ping this time around. I just want 64 players. Yeah, let's do Caspian border. I love that people are already farming XP. That's hilarious. Caspian border, man the memories on Battlefield 3. Good stuff. Sí, tal cual, Teot, tal cual. Yeah, augmented realism. Thanks for stating the obvious. That is not the point. Yeah, no, 64 players way more stable. Which again makes sense. Is half the player count than the bigger maps. Oh man, the memories.
Charlie 1 is under attack.
Okay, there's a sniper bothering us. One sec. So more player, less FPS. Exactly. That's exactly how it's done. I mean, that's been the trend with Battlefield since Battlefield 3 and 4. I remember Battlefield 4, I played on 32 player servers because it was so CPU demanding.
They have full control of Delta Sector.
But still, visually speaking, I'm pretty disappointed, really.
Cost us half our resources.
I was expecting more. I don't know. Dang it. And just for the sake of testing, let's do super quickly 720. Let's see if we can do 60 frames with this CPU in 64 player matches. So 720p low, 64 player match. Can we get 60s? Apparently yes. Huh. Yeah, time to switch CPUs. Yeah, I know. Patience. I'm analyzing stuff.
One of our objectives is being invaded.
Yeah, okay. At 720p you can actually play at 60 in Battlefield Portal. As long as you're playing against another 63 people, you should be okay. Nice.
Do not approach me!
So yeah, play on 64 player matches. Although, in my opinion at least, the most interesting feature of Battlefield 2042 is Battlefield Portal. So if you have a good CPU, do 128 players. And if you have 4 Corsair threads, do 64 player matches. And you should be okay. Where's the red dot when you end on sights? Right in the middle of the screen. It's very tiny, but you can see it. That's what he said. So yeah, at this point I would say play Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3. Still great games. Look, they artistically they still hold up. And they run a lot better than this.
They will be dangerous.
Wait for this to be fixed. It's probably going to take half a year to start seeing the differences. Right now is not a good idea to play this. Anyway,
They're abandoning the fight.
let's do the 1650 Super, shall we? On the 1650 Super, I'm not going to be... I'm not going to go easy on it, but we are CPU limited there, so... If on the 1050 Ti we're CPU limited, imagine on the 1650 Super. So, 1050 Ti out. 1650 Super in. There we go. 30 FPS in a first-person shooter is not even playable. Well, to me, it's playable because I'm used to it. I used to play below 30 when I was a kid. But yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. Especially if on a competitive scenario. 60 would be nice. But still, we're on a 5-year-old GPU. So it made sense. I'm surprised that we can even run the game. Honestly. I'm doing fine, what about you, man? 750 Ti squad? Yeah, we're coming for that. in a few days because the game limits me to 3 GPU changes every 24 hours, so I'm limited by that, unfortunately. Yeah, Rodri, it is, but on this game in particular. It's one of the few games where that happens. Alright, let's jump back in. Let me log into my EA account. Change that hit marker sound to Battlefield 1, please. I can either use the Battlefield 2042 hit sound or none. It doesn't allow me to select Battlefield 1 hit markers, unfortunately. Here we come. 1080p. Let's play Battlefield 2042. Again, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can play 10 hours. Which is what I'm doing. I mean, you don't need to play more than 10 hours. DDU? No, from NVIDIA card to NVIDIA card, I didn't have an issue. The thing is when I go to AMD card. In that case, yeah, DDU. Rather, I'm not doing that. I'm doing it later. How many hours left for you? Around 8.5 hours. I only been inside the game for less than an hour, I'd say. 1050 Ti or PS4 Pro? Considering the pricing right now, PS4 Pro. Many games won't run at 60 frames because CPU limitation, but it should be a cheaper investment. I love the PC market. I love PCs, but considering the market right now, just see the prices there. Which one is more expensive, a PC with a 1050 Ti or the PS4 Pro? If the prices are similar, go for the PS4 Pro. I mean, I can get a GPU. I can get a PS4 Pro for the price of a GPU right now. So it doesn't include the rest of the computer. Kind of a mess right now. Yeah, PlayStation games ain't cheap, but I mean, I don't know. More games work consistently. Why prices are going up? Multiple reasons. Look it up on Google. There's many reasons, unfortunately. Yeah, I played with the 1050 Ti for 1 hour. Yeah, I needed to investigate all the modes. The game also was not cooperating. Yeah, Sangit, I cannot do that. I cannot put timers on me. I need to investigate first to see how the game runs. I cannot really do, oh yeah, it's been 30 minutes, I did only one mode, let's swap GPUs. No, that doesn't work for me. I just put timestamps after the stream ends and you can do whatever GPU you want. So yeah, the investigation phase cannot be skipped. Can't wait to see the Angry Joe video. The Angry Joe video is already out. It's insanely good, apparently. In India, you can get an Xbox One X for the price of a 1050 Ti. Yeah, here is not that bad. Here, the 1050 Ti is the price of a PS4 Pro. Series S is more budget. Yeah, Series S is at a good price right now. Okay, let's do 1080p low. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get 60s. Again, I'm guessing in the 128 players mode, it's going to be pretty difficult. You're enjoying the game, can't get enough? Well, glad to know, Paradise TK. How is it running on that 2070? What is the most fun FPS we can play just good right now? CSGO, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. I would even recommend Battlefield 5. Although Battlefield 1, I had more fun with that one. It runs a lot better. Where's the 570? After this. Yeah, true. The Raving Kilbert, man. You got lucky. But enjoy it, man. Don't feel bad. Runs like a dream. Good to know, man. Are you running it at 60 frames or over 60? Doom Eternal is a great FPS. Yeah, also. And it's on Game Pass. Yeah, Doom Eternal is a good thing. Although, it's a little bit too much for people that enjoy more slower paced games. A 3050, no, it's a laptop only GPU, so Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it right now. Why do you stream at 60 Hz? Why wouldn't you? Okay, this is supposed to be the good running map. Let's see.
They have taken Charlie sector.
Okay,
Stop the US forces from
come on, finish loading the assets, please. I mean, look at that CPU usage. That's insane. Come on, you got this. Load the assets. Come on, CPU. Not even the not even the gun was loaded. Yeah, no. Try to have more than 4 core Sonic threads, if you can. It should make a big difference. Although, to be fair, I'm loading the game for the first time. This happened on Battlefield 4 as well. At the first minutes of loading the game, it's kinda loading the assets, so it stutters more than usual. Okay, now that's a lot better. Although this level is not the most demanding. So yeah. At least try to have more than 4 core 6 threads. That's my recommendation so far.
Reloading.
Resting Pepperoni's CPU, yeah. Did you get prompt to update the game before starting it today? I just got an update from EA PC app. Yeah, it got updated. Yeah, it was like a 1 gigabyte update, I think. So yeah, everything. I mean, if it wasn't updated, I wouldn't be able to enter the servers. So keep that in mind, guys. Yeah, definitely we're CPU limited in this game. Again, this is a 4-core 8-thread CPU, which, funnily enough, used to be the high-end a few years ago, because Intel was releasing 4-core i7s. Okay, she gave up. That's fine. Read the description for which CPU I'm using. I recommend at least 6 cores, 12 threads. Okay, let's try another level. This map doesn't appear to be as demanding. Is the CPU cooler noisy now? Yeah, of course it is. It's a stock cooler, so yeah.
Reporting for duty.
It's funny to hear it screaming in the background. Ah, what are you doing? Yeah, the game is on an SSD. Constant 60, which I left on by default in the settings. Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, higher end GPU people are complaining about the performance because they're trying to get 100 FPS, which is fair. They have high-end PCs for a reason. But 60 frames appears to be possible in higher end PCs. The thing is, when you try to go over 60, it starts having problems. In hard drive it stutters way more. Yeah, makes sense. Same happened in Battlefield 4 for me. But still. Also, I'm super surprised about the RAM usage. Uses like 10 gigabytes. I have flashbacks of Warzone. 30% CPU usage on 6900X and 3070 Ti. How many FPS are you getting? That's interesting. Oh, there's a tornado. I finally found a tornado in the game. Nice. Perfect place to test. Come on, A3, run the tornado. Let's fly. I've been wanting to do this since the trailer dropped. 130 FPS and 80p high. Okay. Really, I cannot fly? There we go.
Sector Bravo.
That's fun.
Hostiles.
They took a note from Just Cause 4. But as you can see, yeah, we're CPU limited. No doubt about it.
Hostile forces at Charlie 1.
So yeah, if you want to play at 60 frames, get a better CPU, at least on the Nvidia cards. Is Nvidia image scaling worth it? Yeah, it is. At least as long as it works on your game. That's what I'm trying to test right now. So I'll be using that in a future video. Not right now. I need to test it further before doing a video on it. Can it run on a 2 GB card? I don't think so.
Allies are securing Echo 2.
I'm thinking it can run, but it's going to be unplayable. That's my expectation. Dang it.
Sector Golf in enemy hands.
So yeah, as you can see, CPU limited. So let's crank up those settings because we're CPU limited anyway. So I'm thinking high should do the job. Yeah, let's do high settings with SSAO. It's going to take a few seconds. Hopefully it doesn't die in the process. I should restart the game though. Because the game is now loading better assets. So once it loads the assets, should be fine. Although maybe, you know what, let's do medium instead. It makes more sense.
We win now.
The extra reflections use a lot more VRAM, and we only have 4 gigs, so I'm not going to push it further.
We are engaging in
There we go.
Bravo 1.
And
Hostile control sector Foxtrot.
yeah, no, I need to restart the game. 1 second, guys. Is it playable on 8 GB of RAM? No. It's not. 8 GB of RAM, yeah, don't even try. Yeah, the thing is, after you change that many settings, sometimes you need to restart. Or you get that constant 10 FPS. Why is this game so intensive? I remember the meme from Tom and Jerry. No, Daniel, ni de casualidad. Capaz que en una partida de 32 jugadores, pero no. Con 4 núcleos y 4 hilos no vas a poder. Olvídate. Si con 4 núcleos y 8 hilos ya cuesta, imagínate que con la mitad. Well, people asking about 4 cores, 4 threads. No, you're not getting 60s on 4 cores, 4 threads. Maybe on the AMD cards, because apparently they use less CPU in this game. But no, don't even try. Okay, let's try that again. We're doing medium settings with SSAO on 1080p. Now let's see what happens. Hourglass, yeah, I like that one. Which platform? I'm using the EA launcher, the new EA launcher, the EA Windows app, which works better than Origin for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me at least, Origin works worse than the new EA app that is on beta. Wonder if there's a Riva tuna. Haha, good one. So Halo prefers Nvidia and this prefers AMD. Interesting. Yeah, at least on the CPU side, AMD cards should be way better in this game for some reason. At least in the beta it was that way. What bothers me here is that there's no campaign. That kinda... yeah. That's disappointing. I mean, they never were good campaigns, but at least there was something to do solo, not only bot matches pretending to be multiplayer. Would have been nice, I don't know. Yeah, 570 coming after this. Be patient. Now the stream is still going. Muhaimin bin Mansour. Okay, let's try Hourglass. Okay, please load the assets so I can play the game. Load those textures. You can do this. Load those textures. There we go. It's finishing loading the assets.
We have taken Bravo sector.
Yeah guys, as you can see we're CPU bound. So if you have a faster CPU, you can probably hit 60, but it's going to require a lot more CPU power. So yeah, at least 6 cores, 12 threads, I would say. So yeah, and 4 GB of VRAM is the absolute minimum. So you cannot do high settings because VRAM limitation. So yeah, medium should be the maximum you should be aiming for. At least on 4 GB cards. On the Nvidia side. On the AMD side, we'll see. Yeah, we're definitely CPU limited. Can you try 900p? It won't change anything. It will be almost the same. We're CPU limited. Look at this. When I say CPU limited, that means we basically cannot do anything about it because it's not affected by the resolution. The resolution affects the GPU, not the CPU. Although I think the level finished loading now. Yeah, definitely. But as you can see on 900p, it still happens. We still drop below 50. See that? We're CPU limited. Doesn't matter if we are at 900p, 720p. It's the same, because resolution only affects the GPU. And the issue here is the CPU, most of the time. So yeah. Yeah, the frame time graph has more spike than Sonic the Hedgehog. Ugh, my brain. Let's see. Let's join our friend here. Whoa. They're everywhere. So yeah, apart from the VRAM usage, the CPU is the main factor here.
Do not come to me!
One of our objectives is under attack.
Yeah, the frame times. Ah, my eyes! I have not seen big vehicles in this game yet, like the Zeppelin in the last Battlefield. No, I think that does not exist, as far as I know.
Situation. All the operations are promising. They're holding objectives.
Yeah, no, I think I shouldn't have changed the resolution. I killed my GPU. The game doesn't like changing settings in real time. So yeah, let's restart the game and try again. Probably a memory leak as well, but advice from my side, do not change settings without restarting the game. Bad idea. I think the memory leak happens there. When you change settings, it kind of breaks the game. So yeah, I'll keep it on medium 1080p with low textures. Should I get stable 60 frames with a 3600? I do not know. I might try it later on my other computer, but Should be better, but it's not going to make it magically do 60 frames consistently. Should be way better, don't get me wrong. But I'm not expecting lock 60s. But on medium, should be close. Yeah, 6 cores, 12 threads should be way better. And if you have 8 cores and 16 threads, well, even better. I don't know if the game takes full advantage of all the threads, but 6 cores, 12 threads should be a good way to get closer to 60. $80 season pass. Yeah, no. If you're playing this, if you want to check it out, do it on Game Pass or EA Play, or the normal EA Play. I think is $5 a month or something. Pay for 1 month and you can try it for 10 hours. That's my advice. SSAO? No. Don't do SSAO. Let's try that again. So, no SSAO. So let's try it again. 1650 Super doesn't seem so super anymore. Yeah, but remember again, we're CPU limited as well, so that doesn't help. You did the EA Play thing? Yeah, do either EA Play or Game Pass and you can access this game right away, at least for 10 hours. And if you don't like the game, do not play it anymore. Valentino, I don't think it's needed because you have it in the description and I always use the same CPU, so no point on having it on the screen really, in my opinion. 1650 almost super, almost. Can I hit 60 with Ryzen 5 3600X? Yeah, should be fine. Should be close. Not sure if consistent 60 because a lot of people are reporting issues, but should be way better than this, without a doubt. Which shooter game do you think is better this year? I don't remember which one released this year. Let me think about it a little bit. I don't remember new things, because I think I have 2020 and 2021 like mixed together in my brain. So let me think a little about it. Let's see how many players. Okay, still not 128. Let's do... Oh, everybody has the vehicles, of course. Okay, I think this is a video. No, I do not want to quit. Is your other streaming PC better than this? Yeah, it's a Ryzen 5 3600. Okay, this map is way smaller. So yeah, again, CPU limited, so when stuff starts happening on the battlefield, that's when it drops. May everyone one day in this chat get top-end gaming rigs. Hell yeah. Hopefully prices go down eventually. Okay. Yeah, let's heal my teammate. I'm not bad. I'm not that bad of a person. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Steady, I have
Forces control most sectors.
So yeah, as you can see right now we're getting 60s, but why is that? Because we don't have a lot of people fighting in the same place all at the same time.
They have sector Delta.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting him from here. But there will always be another top-end gaming rig, so it will be impossible to stay up to date. Yeah, as long as you can play the games you want to play, You don't need a top-end rig. Yeah, no, this level seems way less demanding. And I don't think we're 128 players. Let me check super quick. Yeah, no, 58 versus 57. So we have 116. I think. If my brain is working properly.
Objective Bravo 1.
Medics in Battlefield games are good people in real life. Change my mind. I won't. I agree.
Watch out! 0-20 degrees, 170 meters.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Hey, person with symbols as name. Look at this guy, instant 120. Yeah, not even that. Not even looking at the sky gives me 100 FPS. Está todo en la descripción, Daniel. Ahora la 1650 Super, como se ve encima de mi cabeza. Y no juego Destiny 2. No me llama mucho la atención. Okay, this is more demanding now. There's grass. And there's probably more enemies close by. So let's change sights. Oh, that's an enemy. Finally, I got a kill. I'll borrow your buggy. Oh, that's Dravidian language. Well, I cannot read it, really. Never heard about it before. Oh, a lot of enemies there. Let's take some distance. But as you can see again, when stuff starts happening, that's when the CPU starts to suffer. Get out of the car! Hands up!
Are now under our control.
Okay, I'll keep shooting it. I don't know if I can break it with bullets though. Yeah, as you can see again, CPU limited. We're now dropping into the 30s. So we were happily running it at 60, but everything changed once the battle actually started. Which is kind of what happened since the beginning. So that's the issue. Why don't you stream from this PC and test game from the other to prevent CPU bottleneck? Because most people do not have a 6-core 12-thread CPU.
Do not assist me!
So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. At least not right now. And this PC and the other PC doesn't have a slot for me to put my capture card, so I cannot swap that easily. Kind of a bummer. Although I might get one of the cheap i5s. He ran me over. I might get one of those i5s that are 6 cores, 12 threads. If more games are getting CPU intensive, I might go for one of those cheaper i5s. Those are 6 cores, 12 threads. So it should be similar to the Ryzen's. To the Ryzen 5s. What did I miss? Stutters? Yep. And CPU limitation. So yeah, as you can see, CPU limited on 128 players. So let's go and I'll show you something super quick. Sí, Bebo. El Vanguard no usa nada de CPU en comparación. Yeah, that's what I get for stealing his boogie. Yeah, let's do Battlefield Portal. I'm going to browse to a 64-player match. Let's see if I can find one. So, max players, 64. And I forgot to apply my filters. There we go. 64 players. Really, nobody's playing 64 players? Dang it. Everybody's doing either 32 or 128. Oh, free slots? I don't care about free slots. Any. There we go. That should do. 64 players. There we go. Yeah, sure. Let's go for the one that has 200 milliseconds of ping. I'm in Uruguay after all, so it makes sense. Yeah, let's do Conquest. Yeah, Battlefield 3 Conquest. Yeah, I could do that, actually. Let me try and get out of the queue because I'm not able to. Okay, it loaded the level anyway, I think. Yeah, I wanted to do Battlefield 3 Conquest, but I couldn't find any servers with 64 players. Kind of a bummer. That's in Chile? Yeah, makes sense. I think that's from Battlefield 1942. Oh, never mind. It kicked me out. Good.
Reporting for duty.
Battlefield 3 Conquest. Let's try that. Let's see if it finds any game. It won't have anybody playing, actually. I tried that before. I tried the matchmaking. Here you are. Nosahar Canals? Nosar Canals. Hell yeah, I want to play that. Invalid game state. What does that even mean? Oh man. Why? I was so close to perfection. I remember the day my PC struggled to run Crysis. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm going to keep refreshing the page. Where's my 64 player match? Yeah, the Metacritic score is terrible, but it was to be expected, really. After all I saw in the beta. Yeah, I'm looking for 64 players, but I'm not finding it. I wanted to do Battlefield 3, but that doesn't seem to be possible. Battlefield 3. Yeah, no, I'll get to the one with more players. 64 players, just to show you the CPU usage differences. Because it's half the player amount. So we're playing in Chile now, no Atata. Put free slots to none. If I put free slots to none, it will only show full servers. And if I put any, it shows everything, so I'd rather see that. Yeah, if you just play Portal, you should be okay. That's kinda what I recommend, I think. Play 64 or 32 players in Battlefield Portal. So yeah, this should be running way better. Let's see. Ah, Bad Company 2.
Sector Charlie.
Nice. I remember this. Nothing like Real Valparaiso. That's hilarious. Yeah, it looks like Vietnam, not Chile.
Allies engaging at objective Bravo 3.
But as you can see, it's way better. Still stutters. But I mean, in comparison to the 128 player matches,
We have them where we
it's
want
way smoother.
that territory.
I think I'll try SSAO. So it doesn't look that flat. Did you ever try PlanetSide? It was 2000 plus player servers. I did try it, I have a video on it, but I don't remember enjoying it that much.
They're attacking one of our objectives.
There we go. So yeah, as you can see, we're still CPU limited. The GPU usage is not maxed out. But it's way superior to the 128 player matches. Which makes sense, it's half the player amount, so...
We've got Charlie 2.
So yeah.
Most sectors are now under our control.
I remember MAG for the PS3 had 256 player matches. Yeah, I remember MAG. I was so sad when the servers were down.
I don't need assistance.
Yeah, Battlefield 5 runs a lot better. But it's an older game, so it should run better. What I do notice in 2042, the destruction is nowhere close to what the other Battlefields had. It's like they downgraded the destruction as time went on. Kind of a disappointment there. Each time I play a new Battlefield, there's less and less environment destruction.
Allies engaging at Charlie 1.
Oh.
Throwing grenades, sit down.
I saw you.
They have control of
There we go.
Eliminated.
Gotcha. Yeah, Battlefield 1 still looks incredible, I agree. That game had a very clear art direction, without a doubt. I think that's what this game needs.
secure.
To have an art direction. Something consistent, I don't know. It looks unfinished. Now imagine how the destruction is on Battlefield Mobile. Battlefield Mobile is a thing?
Do not assist me.
I just watched Angry Joe's video on Battlefield 2042. Oh man, he was raging so much. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm going to watch that while I eat. In half an hour from now. It's going to be fun. I love seeing that guy rant.
Still dangerous.
Well, that's kind of the name, but
Got troops going for Bravo 1.
still. I was missing Angry Joe doing rage rants on video games. I'm so bad with this gun. I think I should get the rifle.
Took sector Charlie.
Sí, Madraco. Es lamentable. Yeah, there is a beta for Battlefield Mobile. It's like Battlefield 3, but downgraded. Oh, interesting.
Our forces have taken an objective.
Okay, my friendly died there. On your feet, soldier. They always give up. They never allow you to revive them. What do you think, this game or COD Vanguard is better? None of them.
Keep away from me.
Do not get any of them. There's better games that already exist. Play free-to-play shooters or play Rainbow Six Siege. Or the older Battlefields. Play Battlefield 1. Do yourself a favor, play Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4. That's my advice.
Under control. Sector secure.
Even play Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think there are still people playing Team Deathmatch on that one. Or Halo Infinite, yeah. Halo Infinite though needs to run better. But at least you can get 60 frames with dynamic resolution on that one if you want to. So yeah. I had a lot more fun with Halo despite it running poorly on lower end GPUs. than on Battlefield. This feels uninspired. The only thing that saves this game is Battlefield Portal, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, let's get out of here. Let's do 570. For that, I'll need to delete the drivers, so allow me 1 sec. So DDU. I find Halo Infinite boring now. I prefer more variety these days. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I am just missing the... I enjoyed Halo, I think, because I've been playing a lot of Battle Royale, and I'm tired of Battle Royale. I just want a team deathmatch. So yeah, did you try disabling the texture pack in Halo Infinite? Yeah, I did it from the very beginning, because you guys told me. This game can be fun, but it's missing a lot of core Battlefield features. Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, Stalker 2. Man, when that game releases, oh, I'm going to have a good time killing my GPUs. It'll be fun. 574 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes. In this case, 4 gigs, but if you have the 8 gigabyte version, you should have a better time. Yeah. Yeah, I already done the 1050 Ti. We're going to try 1080p medium on the 570. I think it should be fine. I mean, on the CPU side, apparently it's better on AMD on the CPU side, so it will be interesting to see how the 570 handles this, because Halo on the 570 is way worse than on Nvidia. Okay, 570 in. Here we come. Yeah, Frostbite usually is more AMD friendly, so it will be interesting to see. If it runs good on the 570, better than the 1650 Super, I will be mind blown. Okay, let's install the latest drivers. So GPU drivers. So now we're doing the 570. Let's just wait and see. You look like Clay from 13 Reasons Why. Let's see who that is. Clay, 13 Reasons Why. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I kinda see the resemblance, but yeah, I don't know. Kinda, but not kinda. Let me save that image super quick. I don't think I look the same as him. No, I don't think so. I don't see the resemblance. Ranveer Kapoor, yeah, I think I look like him. I looked it up once. Let's see if I look the same as... no, I don't think so. No, I look nothing like him. No, I don't see the resemblances, guys. Some of you guys need glasses. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no resemblance. The other guy is good looking. Hell yeah. You look like Ethan from Resident Evil Village, just dark hair. No, Ethan looks like a guy that has seen things. I'm the guy that looks not impressed each time. You look like Kratos. No. No, boy. I look like a boy. There is a new AMD driver, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to install it. Hang on. I'm waiting. Yeah, I look like the Dark Soul from the Dark Souls series. Actually, I look like SpongeBob, yeah. That's probably why nobody wants me at job interviews. I look too much like SpongeBob. You look like Juan. I'm not Juan. That's my brother. My twin brother. He's editing videos in the basement. Do you think Elden Ring will do 60 frames on this build? I do not know really. Would be nice to know. Okay, new driver. Let's go for it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointed are you with the GTA Trilogy and Battlefield 2042? GTA Trilogy is more like a 5, and Battlefield 2042, for me at least, it's a 6 because of Battlefield Portal. On the performance side, they are 1. So yeah. On the gameplay standpoint, they are 5 and 6. And on the performance standpoint, they are 1 and 2. Sabe, Luisco. You look like Master Chief, yeah. A faceless human. Halo Infinite on a scale to 1 to 10, that's an 8 for me, 7 to 8. Because Halo Infinite multiplayer, I'm actually having fun with it. On performance side, Halo Infinite is at 2. At least you can tweak it to work properly. Like, at least I can enable dynamic resolution on the Nvidia cards and get the frame rate that I want. But then on the performance side, in general, it's pretty poor. So yeah, at 2. GTA Trilogy Refund Edition. No tiene FSR, pero creo que tiene DLSS. Julián, no lo compres, jugalo con EA Play, te dan 10 horas de juego. Guys, do not buy the game, play it on EA Play, you don't need to purchase it. You get 10 hours of gameplay with EA Play. Not even EA Pro, I'm talking about the basic subscription, the basic EA Play bundle. If you have that bundle on Steam, that subscription service, you can access 10 hours of the game. 10 hours is more than enough to play this game, in my opinion. Okay, so we're on the latest drivers now. Let me tweak my color for my capture card. So this is only a thing I do for my capture card because it requires this full RGB for correct colors. Yeah, I'm doing Skyrim Anniversary. And I'm going to be disappointed as well. Alright. So Afterburner, as you can see, 570, latest drivers. Let's get it done. And let me show you super quick something on Steam. Yeah, guys, again, do not buy the game. If you want to play it for some reason, you need EA Play. That's all you need. And you get 10 hours of gameplay. So even if you have EA Play on Steam, you can access the game for 10 hours. So yeah. Just get EA Play, super cheap. It has regional pricing, so if you live in Argentina or Uruguay, it should be super cheap. And you can play 10 hours of Battlefield. You don't need to do anything. Personally, since I have Game Pass, I use the EA app. At least for me, it runs better. It works better than Origin in my particular case. But also you can play on Origin if you have the basic EA Play. That's a good call, Tadeo. That's a good call. You hot swap a GPU? No, hot swapping GPUs is not a thing. Why would you do that? Hellblade has added FSR. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening right now, but I cannot cover all games at the same time. I gotta go one by one. So I'll get there eventually. Yeah, exactly. Pay for Game Pass PC, get EA Play with that subscription, and right now you can get 3 months for $1. That's the way to go. That's how you do it, man. Have you tried testing NVIDIA Image Scaler? Yeah, I tried it. I'll be doing a video about it soon. Yeah, we're mostly CPU limited on the NVIDIA cards. Let's see on the AMD cards if we are as CPU limited as on the NVIDIA cards. According to the beta I played, it was better on the AMD cards. So you got 8 months for $15. Nice deal. Do you like music? Yeah, I do, although I'm not listening to a lot of music nowadays. Not sure what's up with my brain lately. I haven't slept a lot though. I'm tired. And it's only 11:48 a.m. I'll get a nap today. You have a 1060? No, but it runs similar to the 1650 Super, so expect similar numbers to that. Okay. Okay, we're back. Let's do 1080p medium settings again with SSAO on. So low textures plus SSAO on. And let's see what happens. Let's give it a shot. $128 players. Sí, estoy cansado porque dormí poco. Yeah, I haven't slept a lot yesterday. I don't know why my sleeping schedule is kinda effed up. But I'm trying, at least when I'm live streaming, I'm in a good mood. That's why I'm live streaming. When I'm making videos, I enjoy my own company, watching YouTube videos while I record footage. But sometimes I just want to talk to you guys. I love getting into a live stream, it puts me in a good mood, you know? What doesn't put me in a good mood is seeing games running so poorly. That bothers me a lot. But I know I'll be happy once we get more consistent frame rates. You're coming to Uruguay? Oh, nice. Nice. Awesome, man. Where are you from, though? Why are you coming to Uruguay? What the hell? Are you on Brazil? By any chance? Why are there grandmas on the battlefield? What do you mean? Oh, I see what you're talking about. I just got the reference. That's hilarious, man. I haven't thought about it. She does look kind of like a grandma without the subsurface scattering. Happy Place, una 1650 Super. Come to India. India is too far away. I cannot afford that right now. Oh, you're from India. And why are you coming to Uruguay? What the hell? I mean that in a good way. Thanks, man. Thanks, Shanine Roshani. Okay, Dawnbreaker Squad. Nice. Please come to Antarctica. Yeah, we're going there. Love from Wakanda. Love from... Love from Wakanda. For a second I thought that was a real place. Marvel movies are real into my veins now. Okay, I see the grandma reference there. I'm the grandma. That's hilarious, guys. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll take some of that sweet Suarez earlobe. Alright. I'm going to use another specialist. Let's use Sundance. She has a wingsuit. I'm into that. And I'm going to try the rifle. Yeah, whatever this is. And let's grab the tank. I think this is 128 players, so let's see. Deploying in 0. Okay, still loading the assets. Look at that VRAM usage though. Yeah, let's disable... I'm going to disable SSAO. I don't trust my VRAM to do it justice. So SSAO off to save on VRAM resources. Now let's do first person. Okay, on the CPU side, it's still stuttering, uses a lot of CPU. But again, remember, this is loading the game for the first time. This happened on the Nvidia card as well. So after a couple minutes it should stabilize, hopefully. But it's lagging so much, holy hell. Jesus Christ. Although the CPU usage is a tad better than on the Nvidia cards, but still. So yeah, not much better. I guess my expectations were a little bit too high.
They control most sectors on the battlefield.
Oh my god. This is such a mess. Oh, tornado! Nice. I have a wingsuit, so that's perfect. Yeah, and it uses a lot of system RAM as well. There we go, dead. Reduced to atoms. Oh man.
Sector has been secured.
I'm going to die.
Support package is ready.
Oh, that didn't work. 3 obliterated. Do you have a license to drive that tank? No, I have a license to drive small cars. Unfortunately. But yeah, look at that system RAM usage. 13 gigabytes. Warzone also uses a lot of system RAM. But this is but at least that game performs better.
Hostile forces at Charlie 1.
I think I'm going for low settings. Whoa. Yeah, low settings. Let's try that. Let's be less outrageous. So we're doing low settings. I mean, if you want 30 frames, you can do so, but still stutters, so kind of a bummer.
Objective lost. We must regain control.
Okay, low settings. I think I'll need to restart the game though. This game does not like me to change settings. Do you fly tanks in tornadoes? I don't think I can. I think the tanks do not fly in the tornado. Yeah, the amount of players plus the destruction, let's see. Yeah, the helicopter seems to be sucked in. Come on, let me fly. Before I die, let me fly. Yeah, I should restart the game. Definitely. Come on, I'm just next to the tornado. Let me fly. There we go. And I got stuck. Come on. There we go. Wingsuit. Oh man, that stutter. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I need to restart the game right away, I think. But I don't want to lose a tornado. This is literally the best thing about the game. Battlefield Portal and the tornado. Although the tornado is hurting me. Wow, I'm so far up. Look at this, I'm at the top of the map. That's insane. Okay, so where should I go? Let me see the map. Okay, I'm pretty far away. That was badass. Flying the tornado was pretty badass, not gonna lie. That's pretty good. The funny thing is I can land directly from the wingsuit. I don't need a parachute. I can just land. Yeah, just cause 4, literally. Oh man, the stutter. What the hell with the stutter? You can see where the map ends. Yeah, literally.
They have taken Charlie sector.
Okay, I think it's stabilized now. Oh, that's not a person. Yeah, it still stutters. Let me restart the game. Just to be sure that it's not because I changed the settings mid-game. Sometimes that can happen. But again, my advice, play Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is amazing, but if you like futuristic stuff, go for Battlefield 4. Still a great game, looks good, runs way better, and people still play it, so yeah. Yeah, the CPU is almost hitting 100%, but I want to see if I can stabilize it with low settings, because maybe the game just got kinda creeped out because I changed settings mid-game. So yeah. Yeah, the 128 players kills the CPU. Yeah. That's kind of the issue. Oh, hackers are taking over Battlefield 1. Well, sorry to hear that. Yeah, Bad Company is also good, but less people play it. Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3 still have a community, I think. But this game, I mean, might be good in the long run, but they need to improve it significantly. This feels rushed. So 1080p, low settings. And let's try that again. But I don't think it's not a resolution issue. It's more like it's more of a CPU issue. At least in this case. We're ahead of release schedule. Yeah. Nobody believed that. Did Low Spec Gamer try this game? No, but I'm guessing he's eventually going to do it. Let me check that out. Low Spec Gamer. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so medium settings, low settings, 1080p. Let's see if it still stutters. Okay, still stutters. And the VRAM usage is very high. I think I'll have to lower that resolution to 900p. But as you can see, we're still CPU limited as well. Yeah, when the water moves, my frame rate dies sometimes. Yeah, VRAM usage is insanely high, but I cannot go lower than low, so... So yeah. Although it stabilizes after a few. You didn't want to play this game anyway? Good. Yeah, be patient. Sí, Salau el Fenton. Eso voy a hacer eventualmente. 720p? Yeah, I'm going to try that eventually. Give me 1 sec. I want to go into a big battle. Let's use a sight. Jesus, the stutter. Yeah, 900p and 720p, I'm doing that. Give me 1 sec. On this one I might recommend 30 frames, at least right now. Nobody there. Yeah, no, the stutter is so terrible. Yeah, the CPU usage is super high. Again, 128 players. But still, I mean... It's too much. Too much for the CPU. What CPU do you use? Read description. My throat. So yeah, for 60 frames, the 570 is not, well, the 570, the i3 is not going to cut it. So what I would recommend here is either a 30 frames cap at medium settings, or let's try dynamic resolution. Let's try dynamic resolution just to discard that. So maybe be low plus dynamic res, 6 FPS. But since we're CPU limited, the dynamic resolution shouldn't help us. Because that affects the GPU, not the CPU. Yeah, it still stutters. Yeah, definitely CPU limited. You need at least 6 cores, 12 threads. Did you enable DX12? DX12... DX12 is the only way to play the game. There's no DX11. I mean, DX12 is default. Hey Ghost, how's it going, man? Can you test 570 with i5 9400F? I don't have that CPU. Yeah, with a 5600X, should be a lot better. We are CPU limited, so yeah. FSR? No. Now, default is not DX11 on this game. Try harder next time. Picture frame rendering is bugged? Since when?
They control all of Delta Sector.
No, it's not bugged. It's even worse. With feature frame rendering disabled, it's even worse. So it's not bugged. What the hell, man?
Beginning siege on Charlie 1.
Doesn't it have Vulkan? No. I don't think so. Nope. No Vulkan, no DX11. This is DX12 only. But I remember DX12 being very stuttery in DICE games. Is there 64-player mode? Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you guys, because 128 players, it's too much for the CPU. So I'm going to show you now 64 players, like I did on the other GPUs. So 1080p low, 64-player match. So we're doing a 64-player match. So Battlefield Portal, browse. Again, in my opinion, what saves this game is Battlefield Portal, with all their maps and all that stuff. Let's put 100 players, 64 players. Caspian border with 300 milliseconds, or Nosar canals. I don't know how it's pronounced, but there we go. Do you think which one are more optimized, Battlefield 2042 or Halo Infinite? Depends on what you mean by optimized. But at least on Halo Infinite you can, unless you have an AMD card, you can use dynamic resolution and lock it to 60. On this one, that option is not there. It uses a lot more CPU. So Halo Infinite should be easier to run with dynamic resolution. This one, even if you go for dynamic resolution, it'll drop frames because this is so CPU intensive. Kind of crazy. Or stick with previous Battlefields. Those run better. I would say, personally, in my opinion, they look better. Battlefield 1 looks gorgeous, still today. But Halo doesn't stutter like this. No, it's nowhere close. I mean, Halo runs poorly, but it doesn't stutter like this one. This one stutters like crazy. It's kind of insane. And I don't know why it kicked me out. Let's try that again. Caspian border. Dude, why most Battlefield YouTubers aren't criticizing this game? What do you mean by most? Let me see. Let's look at Jack's frags. I know that he's a big Battlefield guy. Okay, he's doing Easter eggs right now. Insane details in Battlefield 2042. Battlefield Portal is insane. Battlefield 2042 gameplay and impressions. I'm going to watch the impressions. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see his impressions later. Sí, Madraco. Eso mata el procesador. Angry Joe was angry AF about it. Yeah. Angry Joe is the real Battlefield fan. So yeah, I trust Angry Joe on Battlefield reviews. Nothing is insane in that insane's detailed video, to be honest. That's hilarious. Okay, almost into the map. 1 sec. How does the next gen consoles run this at 4K? They probably specifically coded that for the consoles to work properly. I mean, at least the consoles have the same hardware consistently. Apparently, I mean, the new consoles have 8 cores and 16 threads. Kinda makes sense that they can make them run properly. The thing is, on the previous gen consoles, they're targeting 60 on the PS4 and Xbox One, even on the base consoles. But they have smaller maps with 64 players. There's no 128 players last gen. Which makes sense. The CPUs on those machines, only Jaguar cores, so yeah, not going to happen. But apparently, according to some of you guys, it's below 60, but it still runs better than on PC. No stutter, apparently. So yeah, on the current gen consoles, 8 cores, 16 threads, kinda makes sense that they can make it work. Lean, es porque tu undervolt es demasiado bajo, entonces no le alcanza. What the hell is kicking me out? I'll find another one. Hang on, guys. Zombie Horde. What the hell? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't think I'll like this. Yeah, Crysis 4 cores, 8 threads. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest advantage of the current gen consoles. They have great CPUs. No, Asmodeus Hermes, no. No recomiendo comprar el juego en general. O sea, lo puedes jugar con Game Pass. Entonces, Lean, si pasa eso, no toques los voltajes. Is there any big game that will be released in December, by the way? I don't know. I should check that out. There's probably, well, Halo Infinite campaign. That's one of the big ones. And let me see if there is anything else. Hang on. I'll check that out later. Let's get in. What the hell? Yeah, zombies match. So there's already custom games. I like that. Okay, let's kill those zombos. Oh, those are AI zombies. Okay, gotcha. So this is people against AI, and the AI is mindless zombies. But man, Battlefield 3 maps, the memories. Yeah, I mean, performance is way better here, makes sense. I don't know if I have dynamic resolution though. Oh yeah, let's disable that. So yeah, there is 35 players here, plus bots. So as you can see, the CPU is still at 90%. But as you can see, it's way better than bigger maps with double the player count. Still stutters though. I'm guessing that's because of the AI spawning in. Let's see, I'll play Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, even Battlefield 3. They still hold up. This game needs work. Yeah, there's no single player, which sucks. I mean, at least they tried before. Now they're not even trying to put a single player. I mean, that's okay, but at least release the game in a good state. Let's try again. So Santi, this game, buy or skip? Do not buy. Do not buy video games, guys. Wait for the reviews. I mean, this game is not a buy because it's on Game Pass Ultimate, which you can get for very cheap. And you have 10 hours on EA Play, which is included on Game Pass Ultimate, so don't bother buying. You can play it for 10 hours if you want to. You don't need to buy anything. Just pay for the subscription and you're good to go. You don't need anything else, really. I don't think Battlefield is going to die though, but still. I think they need to fix this as soon as they can, or make it free to play and make a paid campaign like Halo is doing. What next game will you play? Probably Sherlock Holmes, or I don't know what else, or Skyrim. Skyrim Anniversary. But let me see what comes next month. Well, next month we got Thunder Tier 1, which is an isometric shooter. Halo Infinite campaign on December 8th. What else? I'm not seeing anything else. Yeah, no, there's only Halo Infinite and I don't know what else. Everything was pushed back to February. What a shame. Sherlock Holmes also stutters a lot. I think that game is an Unreal Engine 4 title, so I was kind of expecting it. Yeah, it kicks me out. I think the ping is too high. That's probably why. So yeah, what a bummer. Okay, Conquest, Breakaway, sure. An Australian server, why not? Let's see if it kicks me out. February, Warhammer, oh yeah, Total War Warhammer 3. That's on Game Pass, so hell yeah, I'm doing it. Only game I'm excited for is God of War on PC, same. And Uncharted 4, that would be amazing. At least we have Naruto on Fortnite. Is that real? No way. Oh yeah, what the hell? Naruto in Fortnite. The final meme. Okay, 64 player match, 1080p low. Yeah, already I can see that it's not chugging along that much. The frame time is still spiky, but nowhere close as bad as 128 players, which makes sense.
Stay back!
Yeah, playing the game with good ping makes the game way better. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we are 39 players actually, not 64.
Objectives is under attack.
But the map has the capacity to host 64 players, at least. Going to be Rasengan people in Fortnite. Yeah, that'll be fun. You're having an error on Battlefield 4 that you cannot join a match? No, I don't know how to fix it. Never run into that. Although when Battlefield 4 released, day one, I remember being unable to get into the game. I could only play campaign. So yeah, if you play 64-player matches, you can actually play the game. The thing is, why bother? I mean, Battlefield Portal is great, a great idea. I like that.
They take more losses and they're finished.
But that's it. That's all there is to it. I don't know. That's happening to me too. Can't join a single game on Battlefield 4. Maybe the servers are down. Who knows?
Our forces have seized all of Sector Echo. We've got troops going for Bravo 1.
Anybody else? Okay.
Good work. The majority of sector
Okay, we won, and I didn't do anything.
falling back. Good work, Notepads. You
So yeah.
allies back home.
I don't know, Gupta. Should it tick Gupta? I don't know.
Spectacular.
So yeah, if you want to play 64 players, you can do so. Still not 100% stable. Frame time still spiky. So yeah. Okay, let's do 128 players super quick once more, just to drive the point forward.
Let's make some trouble.
And we're doing also 720p super quick. So let's do 128 once more, and then we're done. I sleep. Sí, para estar en low está bastante bien. Sí. Yeah, guys, low settings now doesn't look as bad as 10 years ago. Low settings actually looks decent now. So yeah. No, Santiago, no es raro. Pasa siempre que sale un Battlefield, solo que este es uno de los peores que he visto hasta ahora. En la fecha de salida. Some people are saying, it's weird to see a Battlefield game running bad. No, it's not weird. It happens every time. Although, on Battlefield 1 it wasn't as bad, on Battlefield 5 it wasn't as bad, and Battlefield 4 was a disaster. I think it was worse than this on day 1. But this one is one of the worst releases on Battlefield's history, I think. Sorry, one of the worst.
US troops moving on Charlie 1.
Oh, dang it. And as you can see, the CPU gets pushed quite a bit. Especially when you're close to multiple people. Yeah, this is a 64 v 64 match. Not even 5 seconds of a lifespan. I die in 5 seconds.
Stop the US forces from conquering every sector.
Claro, Santiago, eso ni se acerca. Eso es oro comparado con esto. Yeah, the Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 releases are miles ahead of how this is releasing. They were in a way better state on day 1. You just bought the game because it was on sale 2 weeks ago and you can't play a single match. Oh, you mean Battlefield 4? But on PC or on the consoles? Because Battlefield 4 is one of the ones that runs the best for me, at least right now. Yeah, this map is ugly. Yeah, agreed. Now you get reduced to atoms. Yeah, reduced to atoms.
On oublie.
Yeah, on the Series S is apparently between 900p and 1440p at 60 frames, which is insane. But with that CPU they have, they really took advantage of it. Come on. Yeah, it's using almost all my system RAM, yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, sniper.
Stop the US forces from conquering every sector.
And as you can see, the CPU usage gets higher as much as more people is getting closer. So yeah, the thing is, when there's more people on the screen, that's kind of where it dies. That's why I'm starting to drop frames now. Yeah, I still think that Battlefield 1 is a better choice. And if you want something modern, play Battlefield 4. How about the Series S? Yeah, I'm doing a video on that later. Don't worry, I'll get there. Yeah, and as you can see now that there's more stuff going on. I'm dropping below 50.
Our troops now control Echo Sector. Hostile forces still.
So yeah, now it's a little bit better, but this level is just sand.
You control most sectors on the battlefield.
So this is the most basic looking level I think we have. It's like they are AI. Well, AI is also present, but I haven't gotten across many AIs. I haven't killed many AIs in comparison to the beta. I think they lowered the amount.
Salut.
Let's try that again. We need a different map. Anakin's favorite level, exactly. Manifest. Let's see what that is. Have you tried VSync? No, it doesn't fix the stutter, trust me. Limiting the frame rate fixes the stutter. But it still doesn't do it properly. It still stutters like crazy. I mean, usually VSync helps again because it limits the frame rate to your monitor's refresh rate. So just being locked at that frame rate, it'll use less CPU, so it's more stable. Alright. Okay, let's see it now. Alright, yeah, this map has more stuff on screen. Hell yeah. And as you can see, this map is way more demanding than the sand map, than the Darude map. Okay, that wasn't a bot. Finally, I got someone that is not a bot. Thank God. Is streaming on 30 FPS game stutter for viewers? I don't know what you're talking about. Try that question again with different words. I'm sorry. And I love that I can just wingsuit my way into the ground without consequences. At this point is an exception if the game is released and not horribly optimized. Yeah, what a shame. Oh, if it does look choppy for viewers, it shouldn't. Should be fine. It really depends on how good is your PC to encode that file. So as long as you can consistently speed up the frames to the streaming service, should be okay. Sí, Madraco. Okay, somebody's going to shoot me. Oh yeah, of course. Get to the chopper! Yeah, 4 gigabytes. It's kind of hard to talk about optimization when you're getting 128 player matches. Yeah, the thing is, it's so random because sometimes it's fine, some other times it's dreadful. It's so inconsistent. Because now it's a lot better, but I'm not sure if that is because I played more of the game and it loaded more shaders, or if it's because there's not enough people close to me. That's kind of the thing. It's so inconsistent. I can't really tell what the problem is. Because now it's running fine. I don't get it.
Sector Charlie.
Although it's using all my resources. It's using 3.5 gigabytes of RAM, of VRAM, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Almost all my RAM is being utilized.
Need to hold together.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, now it's dropping into the 40s. It's so inconsistent. I cannot really say anything specific about it. Although the 64 player matches have been running pretty well. But that's about it. Yeah, see this? When there's a lot happening, you drop frames like crazy.
Sector Delta has
And it feels super inconsistent to move the camera.
the objective under control.
So yeah. It's a mess right now. I would just wait and see if they can iron it out. Yeah, no. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream as much as I did stuttering on Battlefield 2042. And what do I think about the game? Well, I think the game needs more time in the oven, which means it feels rushed. Performance is super inconsistent, there's a lot of stutter. On the 128 player mode, to be fair. So, if you're playing 128 players, you're going to get, when there's a lot going on, huge drops in performance. Your CPU, at least 4 cores and 8 threads is recommended to at least be over 30 frames. If you have 6 cores and 12 threads, you should have a better experience. But overall, this needs more work. It's unfinished. It feels like playing a beta, but an early beta. And it doesn't even have single player, so the best thing out of this, I would say, is Battlefield Portal, because you play with Battlefield 3 levels. That is nostalgic, also Bad Company 2 and all that. And if you play 64 player matches, it's more consistent, but at that point, why bother playing this? You can play Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, even Battlefield 5 is a better experience, in my opinion. So yeah, I think it needs a lot more time in the oven. In around 6 months to a year, I'm expecting to be playing this again, but as of right now, as it stands, I cannot recommend this. Even on higher end PCs, it's super inconsistent. But if you have a faster CPU, you have a better experience, without a doubt. So yeah, I'm just waiting for less stutter. Thank you guys so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. And if not, just play Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is amazing, so I recommend you play that instead. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys, thanks for watching, love you all. See you next time. See that? 40 FPS now. Ridiculous. It's just dying on me at this point. Bye bye. Thanks guys.